We are live, everybody, and there's nothing going on behind the scenes. Nothing going on behind the scenes. Also, it appears now that Mother's Day is next Sunday. So remember, gentlemen, make sure along with the gift you buy your wife, get a nice pair of bed sheets. Because I know what you're getting her, and you'll need those sheets for the couch.
Oh, good Lord.
Since 2020, we've done plenty of virtual comedy shows online, and though the virus is slowing, we'll keep going because we've still got lots of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin.
Welcome to Virtual Comedy Show. It's a Zoom meeting with jokes. So please turn on your camera, turn on your mic, unless you have barking dogs or a rabid moose in your living room, in which case, please mute yourself for Pete's sake, and let's have some fun.
It's the Virtual Comedy Show, starring Steve Goodie and Brad Tassell. Tonight, Steve and Brad welcome comedian
Jeff Shaw! That's not him.
plus funny songs from
Devo Spice, that's not him.
and a patty melt from Patti Vasquez, and much, much more. Now, please welcome Brad Tassell.
Oh, this is going to go perfect tonight.
We are as higgly-piggly as we've ever been, everybody.
All right.
We are higgly and piggly, and your pictures may vary on the show. So welcome, everybody, to the Virtual Comedy Show, where Steve Goodie, Patti Vasquez, and I vacillate between panic and what the hell's going to happen next every week.
And just giving up.
And just giving up. We'll see what happens. But of course, we also invite funny and talented people here who have to sit through my yammering so they can class up the joint later. And this week is no exception. No exception. I haven't seen him in a long time. Jeff, you know how long it's been? My gosh.
Been a long time.
Long time. He's been so busy. He's so busy.
How busy is he?
He's so busy that every flight attendant working today has gotten hair care tips from him. Mr. Double Dry Bar himself, Jeff Shaw, is back.
Yes.
Hey. Jeff, have you paid off that second dry bar yet? Okay, he's not going to talk or be listening. He's going to save himself for the show.
I respect that.
Now, Jeff used to be on a couple times a month. Remember, we used to try out new material and hang out. And then, unlike the rest of us, people started hiring him and in the real world. And he dropped us like a bad smell in the fridge. And he's getting what we're all wishing we'd get, money. He's making money.
I've been wanting to tell you guys, but I'm just afraid of breaking the news to you. But I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. COVID ended 3 years ago.
No. What?
Yeah.
Left the house.
Oh my God. I know.
Did anyone else know this?
Oh my God. Stores are open. Movie theaters are open. Huh. You can sit down in a restaurant now. You can go to a comedy club.
Oh my God.
It can't be true. There's a movie about Pop-Tarts.
Yes, yes. That's what we have to live with, a Pop-Tart movie, for God's sakes. All right. And of course, we're hoping to have a hilarious musician and comedian with a new album out, Tom Rockwell. Let's see how that pans out.
It's going to be a cappella Rockwell.
Hey, that'd be great. Yeah. A cappella Rockwell would be fantastic. But now, buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a bumpy ride. Here we go. Hey, did you see last Saturday, which was like 2 days ago, was the Great Saunter in Manhattan? You ever heard of the Great Saunter? Where participants all around New York City, 2,500 of them, walk 32 miles in one day around New York City. Yep. 22 of those miles are just avoiding creepy costume characters in Times Square.
Oh, yeah.
It is a super fun day. This year was extra fun because they finally banned the guy who spent the whole day yelling, "I'm walking here." Usually Steve says that during the witch song.
Thanks for dusting off that joke.
I'm walking. What animal is that? A goose? Is that goose?
Yeah, it's a goose.
Okay. Okay. Hey, a French female prison guard is on trial for planting what is called the kiss of death on two incognito mafia bosses so their rivals could gun them down. That is the intrigue in France. Is that amazing? Wow. One of the gang members will be remembered for his last words after being shot, and I didn't get any tongue. French. All right. This is when your dad comes in when the bad stuff's over. Now on to it. Trump is still on trial, and the judge has admonished and fined the big orange silly putty again. Oh my God. How many times is this going to happen? Last week, Hope Hicks cried on the stand, not from her testimony, but because it smelled like someone waved a 3-week dead possum in front of her face as she walked by the defense table. Tears coming out the eyes. This week, Eric Trump will sit in the front row, right next to his dad to support him. In a light moment, they had a kerfuffle when Eric said, "Where do I plug in my CPAP?" Let's stop the smell.
That's nice.
All right. I forgot this one. Now you've all seen the recent online debate. A recent online debate showed that women, if alone in the woods, would much rather encounter a bear than a man. Yep, 1 in 7. Only 1 woman picked man out of 7 women. This is based on the fact that most women have met a man. That's based. Yeah. The information has angered many men who began to violently rant, further proving and not getting the point. Now, on the good side, women did overwhelmingly choose men, however, when those men identified as a bear, because they're most likely a bottom. So, hey, and they love to dish about their boyfriends.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Nice. All right. Steve said nice.
I like how you said you can miss the point and make the point at the same time.
That's right. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can prove the point and also not get the point at the same time. Okay. Is it midnight? What time is it? Okay, no, okay. The Boeing space program successfully launched their Starliner spacecraft into orbit.
Cool.
I know. It has taken a long time and a lot of technical problems to get the rocket up in orbit, but a Boeing spokesman said, "We really solved all the problems with the spacecraft when we started taking parts from all of our other planes." That was good.
That was very good.
Yeah. Right to the hoop. Nope, I missed it. Madonna. We all love to talk about Madonna. Madonna just performed the largest attended concert in history. 1.6 million people in Brazil. It was all a coincidence, though, as Madonna went on so late to perform, she got the audiences of the next 3 concerts. So where's Maroon 5? Where's Maroon 5? She just 3 other shows showed up. Okay. It is not a well-kept secret that Madonna never performs when the show's supposed to start. Has anybody been to a Madonna concert, by the way? My wife went. She usually makes crowds wait 3 to 4 hours before getting on stage. Did you know that?
Wow.
Is that incredible?
Wow.
Madonna makes people wait so long for her to perform.
How long does she make people wait?
How long does she wait?
She makes people wait so long, Trump took 32 naps and used a case of diapers.
That's only a half an hour.
That's only half an hour. Oh, well, okay. That's pretty quick. Madonna makes people wait so long to perform.
How long does she make people wait to perform?
She makes people wait so long that her plastic surgeon had to refresh her Botox during Like a Virgin. Madonna makes people wait so long for her to perform.
How long does she make people wait to perform?
Make them wait.
Well done, everybody. She makes people wait so long to her perform. Papa started preaching again.
Wow.
I know. Okay. Hey, you're all lucky. You're all lucky. There's only 3 left.
More.
I mean, 3 pages. Sorry. And the winner of the Kentucky Derby by a nose was Mystic Dam. You didn't see?
Yeah.
It was an amazing race. Man, that was first time in 28 years that a horse is won by a nose, which is coincidental because after the race, the losing horses jockeys were all led to the barn where they said, "Do I smell glue?"
Nah.
Oh, not good.
I'm not killing them. They are.
Hey, who's got a TV on or something? Turn it off.
You.
Oh, it's my brother.
Because my purpose is getting
Somebody
revenge.
Is that Carla?
Nah, Carla wouldn't do that.
Carla would never make noise. It was my brother.
It's too bad Carla just showed up after the CPAP joke. You would have enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah, she could have done the song. We could have brought her in to sing.
Oh, well.
Thousands of Swedes have had a microchip implanted into their wrists as a form of payment to pay things. And that payment is their soul. By the way, anybody thinking that they're going to do this? Because that's coming.
No.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I don't know if I'm against getting things implanted because you can get a cochlear implant. You get on, but I don't know about the. I don't know. It's a little scary. Okay. Speaking of scary,
we are Borg.
The who?
We are Borg.
Recruiters Borg. Okay. Oh, speaking of scary, a man trying to get through security at Miami Airport was found to have 2 snakes in his pants.
Yep.
TA noticed the little wigglers, no pun intended, as the man was trying to pass through, and no, he was not happy to see you. By the way, the snakes were given to Florida Wildlife, where one of them was very worried about the really, really, really tiny friend they left behind.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You are saying Garfunkel and
That the name of the snake, Sulu, Garfunkel.
They just did it.
Okay.
I think she's taking a pill. Uh-oh. Right-wingers are about to go nuts and do a bunch of lying. Did you see this? The IRS audits are about to surge to incredible levels. That's right. Get ready for your Uncle Bob to get really angry that the revenuers are coming to check his numbers on the $900 in taxes he paid last year. Oh, and that's both Social Security and Medicare. By the way, let's be clear. The IRS will only be auditing people who make over $400,000 a year. Okay. But that news will not stop every sovereign citizen from burying every cent of his money in the backyard to keep Joe Biden from getting it. But first he has to cash his unemployment check. So I guarantee Fox News is going to tell everybody making $10,000 that they're going to get their money taken away. Now there's only 2 left. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem is still trying to explain her book. And this week, she blamed her ghostwriter for the inconsistencies in the story. She said, "I tried to give him a hand up, but now I'm regretting hiring George Santos for this job." And by the way, that was regretting. I don't know how you.
Nice, yeah.
Sometimes I have trouble.
We're learning new words.
I had him as a child.
Learning new words.
Words is fun.
And last but least, breaking news. Polite attempted to shoot Germany at a church in Braddock, but the gun jammed and Polite was tackled by McAllister while a woman in the back yelled, "Kevin!" Okay. And if you know what that story is, you're smart, but you probably
That's right. That's Brad Tassell, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Does anyone know what that story was?
No.
It does.
Yes.
What was it, Kevin?
There was a pastor in the middle of a church service, and a guy pulled a gun on him, but the gun misfired.
The gun misfired, and a guy named
God told him to do it.
And God told him to do it, and I think he killed his dad before he got there.
Wow.
I didn't hear that, but
at his house, there's a guy with the same last name that has been shot. So, all right. Well, that ends funny, doesn't it, everybody?
Yeah. Keeping it all very, very levitous. Is that a word? We're all making up words. All right, let's do this.
Do it.
All words are made.
Brad and I have decided we're not going to limit ourselves to words that are actually in the dictionary tonight. And we're going to have all the technical troubles there can be had in one show. Welcome, everybody. Tonight, I'm not even going to explain it. We're just going to go to it. Top 10 category tonight. Top 10 fake Taylor Swift song titles.
Okay.
Just a fun game to play. I've been playing it with other songwriters at the Bluebird Cafe, and now here's my top 10. Top 10 fake Taylor Swift song titles. Number 10. I used to think you smelled nice. Number 9. Ooh, you're going to be sorry you said that. Number 8. I am never, ever, ever going to fly coach again. I think that's one that Brad wrote.
That's right.
Number 7. Billionaire Schmillionaire. I think that's actually an album title, but we're still in negotiations. Number 6. Can't keep track of my income or my cats. Top 10 fake Taylor Swift song titles. Number 5. As a matter of fact, I do speak for everybody. Number 4. I feel a fourth chord a-coming. That's for the guitar players out there. Number 3. I've never met your daughter, and I know her a billion times better than you do. Number 2. I might run for president if I can afford the pay cut. And the number 1 fake Taylor Swift song title, Yes, I Have Always Liked Football.
Yay!
All right.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. That was kind of cool. So all right. Well, we haven't fallen apart yet.
Not yet. There's still time.
Add Patty and see what happens.
Hi, Patty.
It's Patty and a dog. Oh my God! You don't have
Patty and a dog.
Oh, you're
Dog is eating you.
This is what it's like when a woman doesn't shoot a dog. Hi, Patty.
The dog is biting you.
And she's still not shooting it.
He's a puppy,
Wow.
and I'm still not. Yeah, still have no reason to shoot him.
Your restraint is admirable.
Mojo, stop. Sit, Mojo. Thank you.
It's Mojo biting.
That dog, oh, look, his face is not good.
You're a good dog. Okay.
All right, should we just do this thing? You ready? All right, here we go.
I forgot what
It's time for a Patty Melt with Patti Vasquez, Patti Vasquez. From global conflicts to greenhouse gases, to folks refusing to wear masks says, and politicians getting caught grabbing asses. She's melting down. It's a Patti Vasquez, Patty Melt.
With special commentary from Mojo.
I was trying to let Mojo back in the house, and okay. So I've been dog sitting for the last couple of days, and in part because of Governor Noem's book where she says she shot a puppy in the face because she hated it so much. I was in my feels, and I reached out to my friends. I'm like, can I dog sit? And here I am in Los Angeles with Mojo.
Wow.
Mojo.
That
Mojo,
explains a lot.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, Mojo. There you go. There's Mojo.
Aw.
14-month-old puppy. Oh, come on.
Aww. Mojo's a good dog.
Yes.
A good dog.
Uh-oh, Mojo's being yelled at from inside. Okay, so first of all, yes, I am in Los Angeles. There is so much going on. But I do want to address the bear or man. What did I do? Did I break the door? Nope. Okay, thank you. That was Mojo's papa. So the bear or man in the woods. I received a message earlier today from one of our friends here on the show that they had thoughts on this topic, in particular with a certain celebrity, and didn't think they could find any humor in it or jokes for it. And by the way, that's basically my entire career. I don't know if there's a joke here, but I got stuff to say, people. That's me. I am not a comedy writer. I am entirely a comedy reporter. Stupid things happen, and I have to tell you about it. I think we've covered this before. So let me just tell you what our friend wanted to share with us, and then I will share my thoughts as well. I have never liked Tom Brady. I'm just going to admit it. He's always been a pampered, spoiled, super white, entitled football deflating frat boy, and a major reason women choose bear instead of men because they treat people like garbage and then get mad if anyone jokes about them. Well, poor little Tommy wanted some stage time, so he let Netflix do a roast, but then when the jokes weren't to his liking, he threatened the host. For reals, folks. He leaned in and said, say that poop again. He didn't say poop, and we all caught it. Got it. Anyway, just like a big football stud, your brain stops working, so get in someone's face. This has happened to me numerous times. These meatheads have bullied and treated every woman and people smaller than them like garbage, and their only recourse is when their little feelings get hurt, is to puff up their big chests and start grunting. It's also why I can't stand Joe Rogan. Deep down, when things get tough and someone actually intellectually challenges him, it's time to be threatened, and he wants to beat them up. I've heard it 1,000 times from these dudes. Their mouths and brains have failed, so they go right to, yeah, what if I kick your ass then? That's why women can't trust these Jay Cutler, fragile, egoed mutton heads, because they're all nice, so they ain't nice. And that's when we see the real Tom Brady's and the real Joe Rogans, when they're out of their option of violence and threats and the guaranteed go-to. So we do whatever we can to keep them on their pedestals and even look up to them. So I wanted to share that. If you aren't familiar, Tom Brady did a Netflix. I'm in LA, where they're actually doing the Netflix as a joke festival. Every corner has a Netflix comedy thing, and they did a special where they did roasting. First of all, can I just tell you, I've been invited to do roasts for different events. I hate roasting because the entire thing is like to be as raunchy, as mean, as nasty as possible. And yeah, here's why. Okay, I don't know if I ever told you the story. On September 10th, 2001, I did a roast for Illinois Republicans where I basically shredded these guys. I mean, it was like FBI investigations, drunk driving tickets, all kinds of like bullying, all kinds of Republican tactics. And they hired me to do this. They planted me as a Plainfield committee woman who'd just been elected, and I was like, I just did some research on you guys, and these folks were ready to fight as I was shredding them, and I loved it. I was like, look what I just did to the Republican Party, and the next day we were attacked on September 11th, and I'm like, don't do that again. Bad things.
I knew Jeff Ross was behind that. I really did.
I'm just saying, it dampened my emotions and my glee. I don't like roast. But if you're freaking Tom Brady and I just have avocado ice cream and that's how I have my longevity, and then I twist my ankle in the opening minutes of a game. That was him. Was that Aaron Rodgers? I can't remember. They're all dude bros who are so full of crap. And so I've had arguments all week about this man versus bear thing. And oh, by the way, I saw Joe Rogan in Chicago. He was getting ready to go for a run, and I saw him in the doorway, and we made eye contact, and he was like, he gave me this chin look like this, and I just started laughing. You're ridiculous. And I kept walking. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. But here's the thing about man versus bear, and I get that some people are like, what? I don't get it. Why? What? A bear would. Here's the thing, a bear, no one asks me what I was wearing if the bear attacked me. No one doubts that the bear attacked me. There's so many levels. The bear doesn't make me question myself. The bear isn't gaslighting me. And the real thing is that Brad and Steve get this question. They get why women choose bear. A lot of you get why we choose bear. And you know what that makes you? Brad, Steve, and all of our friends here? It makes you unicorns. No one asks us if we wanted unicorns, and we freaking want the unicorns who get when we're asked, would you rather see a bear in the woods or a man in the woods? And we say bear, and men are like, yeah, I get that. Or else the men are like, what are the and they start doing that, and that's Tom Brady and their Joe Rogan. I'm just saying. There is a track record here, and deflated balls aside, it's low-hanging fruit.
I did it again.
I'm just saying, the entitlement of dudes. If you don't get why women choose bear, you're not a unicorn, and we're happy that you're here, unicorns. Thank you, everybody.
Shucks. Patti Vasquez melting and sucking up to me and Brad at the same time.
By the way, Brad? That was what you read was horribly written. That was horribly written. So
I'm sorry, I'm trying to rewrite that. I've been
what the hell's wrong with you? You could have read it twice. So anyway, I want to tell you.
I read through it. Hey, look, you had words you made up. I'm just saying.
That's true.
I thought you did very well.
So years ago, I was hired by the Young Presidents Organization. These are men between 26 and 40 who run companies that do at least 25 million in business. And they said, we want you to roast the outgoing guys who are turning 40. Great, paid $2,500 a pop. I did one, and I would do pictures, and I roast. They loved it. They bring me back for a second one. And I come back, and I always ask them, what's off limits? Tell me. Has somebody, like one guy, I was going to say a thing about his kids not being his kids, and they were both adopted. I was like, no, I don't want to do that. So, no, this guy says, no, everything's fine. Great. I tell him what it is. I do it. As I'm talking about this one guy, and I'm saying he's the worst businessman in hell, and he's destroyed his business, the whole room shuts down. So he has destroyed his own business. He has. And at the end, people are like, why the hell did you do that? And I said, because he told me to. And the guy who set it up goes, oh, no, I told him not to say any of those. I told him that was off limits. Throws me under the bus. And they would never talk to me again.
Not only you got thrown under a $25 million bus.
Oh, yeah, at least. And and they bought me a tuxedo, an $800 tuxedo to do that gig. And it was great until that last guy. And after, man,
I would like to point out,
the roast.
I've known you, Brad, for well over 20 years. We've been doing this show for 4 years. I've never seen that tuxedo.
I know.
How about putting it on one of these times?
Did we do it for New Year's? Didn't like the first New Year's?
Even then, he wasn't wearing it.
No, I wore a tux one night.
Did you? All right, I blocked it
first
out.
New Year's, I think I wore a tux.
Fine.
Yeah, first New Year's.
But
I don't do roast. I've asked people when they call me and ask me to do roast. I'm like, can I do a toast? Can I do how much this person's wonderful?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously here I'm doing jokes about people, but it's not endlessly slamming, people. So
maybe next year.
I hate I'm going to punch you in the face because you were better than me at talking.
Yeah. Can I tell you guys something? My favorite thing about being in LA this week, I hiked in the the Malibu Creek State Park where they filmed MASH.
Yeah, that's the best.
Amazing, Sulu. It is. Yeah, it's the best hike I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow.
Just rock climb there too.
Yeah, it's super cool. I highly recommend it.
If I may, this isn't exactly a roasty thing, but I do my show at the Bluebird Cafe every Sunday. Been doing it for 17 years, and they've made it very clear what's over the line, and it's a very shallow. You have to be super nice always. It's really easy to cross the line by accident because it's a songwriter club. It's not a comedy club. 2 weeks ago, we had a whole lot of people in the audience who are from Canada. We found that out as we went. A lot of Canadians. Oh, that's great. And it turned out that 2 of our 7 singers are also Canadian. So I started a little game before I'd introduce each act. I would say, let's play Spot the Canadian. And I'd say the person's name, and then, okay, if you think this person's Canadian, raise your hand. If you think this person's American, raise your hand. And sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. It was just a lot of fun. And then with the last guy, and he's a big deal songwriter, his name is Justin Klump. He's written a lot of hits. I said, okay, his name's Justin Klump. That sounds pretty Canadian. How many think he's from Canada? And the interest in this game grew as we went. At first, nobody cared. Whatever, we're not voting. But then the voting got intense. We really want to know, and we want our side to be right. And I said, okay, who thinks Justin Klump is Canadian? A lot of hands go up. Who think Justin Klump is American? Hands go up. And I said, okay, Justin Klump is from Vancouver. The Canadians go nuts. And then I say, Washington. It was such a moment. So we're gonna do this every week now until I get sick of it. It's gonna be Spot the Canadian week every night at the Bluebird. Until they tell me that I've offended someone, and then I'll stop.
Yeah. Then you'll when you can't make fun of anybody. So
no.
All right.
Speaking of music, thank you, Patty.
Thank you, Patty.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I found her.
Okay. It's time for some music that may or may not have music, which is exciting here on the Virtual Comedy Show. Please welcome our friend Devo Spice, a.k.a. Tom Rockwell. Are you finding him there, Brad? Or am I?
Hi.
I got him.
Okay. There he is!
Yay. Hi.
Hi.
So, a funny thing about Zoom. If you have that thing on that says original sound for musicians. By the way, am I sounding okay or is there an echo?
Yeah, you're good.
That's good.
Okay. Because I'm getting an echo, but I think that's on my end. Okay, yeah, that stopped. Okay. So if you turn on that button that says original sound for musicians, there's a little note below it that says displays in meeting toggle to switch between Zoom optimized audio and original sound for musicians, meaning there's another freaking button you gotta push.
So I found it. So do you think it'll work?
Hopefully.
I think it'll work. And in fact, I have it set up a little bit different, and it should sound better even than what I was doing before.
Don't give it away yet. We're going to find out in real time. I'm going to run the little pre-video thing that takes about 10 seconds. Then Devo's going to do a song. We're just going to see how it goes, and then I've got to answer it somehow. We have no idea if that's going to work either. So here we go.
It's our musical guest. Our musical guest. Gonna sing something funny, and then Steve will play something in between. Our musical guest. Our musical guest. It's time for our musical guest.
Devo Spice with the help of Mojo from Zoom.
Woo!
So I have a new album out called Cover Up, which is an album of cover songs that I've done over the years for one reason or another. And one reason that I did a particular cover song is for the Fump's Tom Lehrer tribute album, which came out last fall. It's called The Fump Desecrates Tom Lehrer, and I highly recommend it. Yes. So I decided to do New Math because Tom Lehrer's song New Math was a public service to people who found themselves in the embarrassing position of being unable to do their children's arithmetic homework because of the revolution in mathematics they called the New Math. As a child of the 80s, I found it hysterical that adults couldn't do simple math problems. Using the example 342 minus 173, he explains, and it's not playing anything, is it?
It is.
Yes, it is. We can hear it.
Okay, you can hear it. I can't. That's a problem. Okay. Wait, I can fix this. I can fix this.
Suddenly the opposite problem.
And when Jeff does his jokes, we won't hear the jokes, but we will hear the laughs.
Yes.
All right, so
We'll hear music.
I'm going to play a different song first. Okay. You can hear that, right?
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yep.
Okay, yes, I could hear that too. Okay. All right. So let's start the beginning of New Math again. So, 342 minus 173. You can't take 3 from 2. 2 is less than 3, so you look at the 4 in the tens place. Now that's really 4 tens, so you make it 3 tens, regroup, and you change a 10 to 10 ones. You add them to the 2 and get 12, and you take away 3, that's 9. Is that clear? Now instead of 4 in the tens place, you've got 3 because you added 1. That is to say 10 to the 2. But you can't take 7 from 3, so you look in the hundreds place. From the 3, you then use 1 to make 10 ones. And you know why 4 plus minus 1 plus 10 is 14 minus 1? Because addition is commutative, right? And so you've got 13 tens and you take away 7 and that leaves 5. Well, 6 actually. Now go back to the hundreds place. You're left with 2 when you take away 1 from 2 and that leaves... Everybody get 1? Not bad for the first day. Hooray for new math, new math. It won't do you a bit of good to review math. It's so simple, so very simple, that only a child can do it. 25 years later, I had children of my own, and they were taught Common Core. And I found myself in the embarrassing position of being unable to do my children's arithmetic homework. Here's how they do it now. You can't start with the lower of the number of the 2, which is 173, and you count up to something. In this case, up to 180, so we'll add 7 and write that down in the middle. From there, we go on to 200, so we'll put 20 below the 7, because you see 173 plus 27 equals 200. Right, now we're getting there. So add another 100 to bring it to 3, and we're left with trying to get to 342. And how do we get that? 42. Right. Now just add up the numbers that are left. So 7 plus 20 plus 100 plus 42, but not so fast. You've got to regroup them first, so we'll round up the 42 to 50. Now that's 8 that we need to subtract, but you can't take 8 from 7, so we take it from 20. That leaves us 12, which is 10 plus 2. We can add to the 7, but round down to 5, and we'll get another 2. And honestly, I'm not sure what's happening here, but 100 plus 50 plus 10 is 60, and 5, 2, and 2 makes 9. It's so easy you can do it in your head. Hooray for new math, new math. It won't do you a bit of good to review math. It's so simple, so very simple, that only a child can do it. Come back tomorrow night, we're going to do Jell-O shots off the teacher's desk.
Yeah!
It worked.
It worked. It worked.
That's the first time Common Core has made sense to me. That's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. In order to write that verse, I had to watch like 3 or 4 videos on YouTube on explaining Common Core to parents.
You could possibly understand it. That was great.
Yes.
Well, obviously, there's one song and one song only I can follow that with, which I usually do on the accordion, but I haven't practiced it on the guitar in a while. So in the spirit of let's find out if any of this crap is going to work, I'm going to try it on the guitar, which I haven't done in 2 years. So let's hear. Here we go with the Elements. Play along if you will. Wow. There's antimony, arsenic, aluminum, selenium, and hydrogen and oxygen and nitrogen and rhenium, and nickel, neodymium, neptunium, germanium, and iron, americium, ruthenium, geranium, europium, zirconium, lutetium, vanadium, and lanthanum, and osmium, and acetine, and radium, and gold, and protactinium, indium, and gallium, and iodine, and thorium, and thulium, and thallium. There's yttrium, ytterbium, actinium, rubinium, and boron, gadolinium, niobium, iridium, strontium, and silicon, and silver, and samarium, bismuth, bromine, lithium, beryllium, and barium. Close enough. Everybody got that?
Yeah.
What's that you say? Faster? Fine.
Okay, faster.
There's holmium and helium and hafnium and erbium and phosphorus and francium and fluorine and terbium and magnesium, mercury, molybdenum, magnesium, dysprosium and scandium and cerium and cesium and leprosiodinium and platinum, plutonium, palladium, promethium, potassium, polonium, tantalum, technetium, titanium, tellurium and cadmium and calcium and chromium and curium. There's sulfur, californium, and fermium, berkelium, and also mendelevium, einsteinium, nobelium, argon, kryptonium, radon, xenon, zinc, and rhodium, chlorine, carbon, cobalt, copper, tungsten, tin, and sodium. These are the only ones of which the news had come to Harvard in 1958 when he wrote this, and there may be any others, but they hadn't been discovered. Shit. And I swore. I didn't mean to do that. All right. And now another funny song from Devo Spice.
So a lot of the times, the reason I've done cover songs is because I perform at MarsCon whenever I can. And they have an event at MarsCon called the Dementia Smackdown where people get up and do cover songs of their favorite comedy song or whatever. So a couple of the songs on my new album, Cover Up, are live recordings from MarsCon of songs that I haven't done studio versions of. So I thought I would do one of those tonight for become clear very quickly. So this is a song I performed in 2019. Some words you've heard, they sound so naughty, but they're quite innocuous. Gosh darn it, by golly, you can say them in church, or in Abu Dhabi, or in Hobby Lobby. Probably. I had a cocktail in Bangkok, watching Netflix, about a pilot who dictates in the cockpit. Now I'm reading Moby Dick, sperm whales really sick. Blow it out your blowhole, I'm plowing with my backhoe.
Words that sound dirty, but aren't. I'm Farmer Dick, and this is my prized cock.
Your diphthong is cool, your usual rules. You can masticate a kumquat and some head cheese chew. My asymptone is great, though I might asphyxiate, choking down some shiitake that I shouldn't have ate. My beagle bitch is a tracker, your shih tzu a slacker. Forget Tampa Bay, I love my Green Bay Packers. Astronauts get famous, circling Uranus like a concert pianist or President Ignoramus. It's always gratifying when my shuttlecock's flying. I whacked it with my joystick, so satisfying. If it is or it ain't, is Peter a saint? All the tea bags in China made your mama faint.
Two competing explorers on the final leg of their race to the North Pole when one of them falls into an ice hole.
I might be out of line, you got a cute angina. Your pussy willow's fine, but this is asinine. I got cotton balls, meatballs, snowballs, cheese balls, tennis balls, softballs, matzo balls, and sleaze balls, yo.
NASA sends probe to Uranus. People everywhere giggle.
There's a family of birds made up of naughty words like cockatoo, peafowl, nuthatch, titmouse, woodpecker, sapsucker, swallow, and great tits. There is a pair of great tits over there in that tree. These words I've heard, they do sound filthy, but I say I'm on the air and come back not guilty. There might be some more, yeah, I might have missed them, but you'll never lock me up in your penal system. Words.
Hey kids, take a lesson from Devo Spice. You want to be on this show more than once? Cover my songs.
Yes, that was a Steve Goodie song that I covered. For those who don't
I was listening to it first, like that sounds familiar. That really sounds familiar.
That sounds familiar. I don't know who wrote it. Hey, here's something though. My daughter was substitute teaching at a school the other day in the library, and they were reading a book, and in the book, it was an educational thing. Somebody had crossed out the word pussy willow. They crossed out, and kids are all like, "What word's supposed to be there? What is that supposed?" They're like, "Why would you?" It doesn't.
Way to call attention to it. That's good.
Yes, that's where schools are now. They're crossing out pussy willow.
I'd forgotten that you did that, Tom. And it's ironic because when I first wrote that, I consulted with our friend Tom here to say, does this track sound like modern hip hop at all? And he said, nope, sounds like something from 1982. So try this and try that. And I did, and it sounded a lot better. And then the version you just heard, I don't know what decade that sounds like, but it ain't 1982.
Yeah, no, that was just music I made in 2019. I don't even remember what I was trying to do with the music. Just
I know. The checks are going to roll in, Steve.
I'm saying. Thank you, Devo. Any plugs you got? Where are you playing in the near future? Where can we catch your act?
I don't have any other shows lined up in the near future. We are putting together Fump Fest this fall in Ohio as part of Con on the Cob once again. Don't have anything to announce related to that, but the new album, Cover Up.
Everybody should get that. Where can we get a copy of that?
You can get that on my Bandcamp page at devospice.bandcamp.com.
Right. I'll bet it's also available on thefump.com, if I'm not mistaken.
It is available on thefump.com.
How did I know that? That's amazing.
How did you know that? That's amazing.
All right. Thank you, Devo. That was tremendous. And thanks for getting the
Thank you.
Oh, my God. Guess what? We haven't seen him. Here he is.
Is it Jeff? Could it be? It's Jeff Shaw!
Everybody. I can't believe it.
Hi, Jeff.
Everybody.
Have you been on since Prague?
I think so.
Oh, I don't remember.
Okay. We don't even know what you're talking about.
You haven't been here, so.
You know the drill. We're going to run a little intro, and then you give us 10 minutes of awesome stand-up. Here we go.
Got it.
It's time for a big headliner. Got some funny jokes to say. Oh, do a 10-minute set headliner. Man, I'm so glad that it's Monday. Yeah.
Jeff Shaw.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Okay, that was just rhetorical. I'm starting my set. Wow, these are the nicest hecklers I've ever had. Well, hi, my name is Jeff, and I guess you already know that. But my stripper name is Pussy Willow. I'm not an easy person to figure out because, for lack of a better term, I am an alpha male who does not look or sound like an alpha male. I look and sound like a pottery instructor. However, I'm not somebody who throws pottery. I'm somebody who throws pottery. And at least once a week, somebody will come up to me after a show and say, Jeff, that's not your real voice, is it? No, it's not. This voice was generated by AI. All I had to do was type, what would I sound like if I were the love child of Big Bird and Elmo? The bad news is this voice creates false expectations for my personality. I sound like a wimp, but I act like a pimp.
Yeah.
A pimp who drives a Corolla. But even hoes appreciate good gas mileage. The great thing about my voice is it's prevented me from pursuing a life of crime. You can't be a criminal with a voice like this. This is not the voice of a drug dealer on a street corner. This is the voice of a close-up magician at a church picnic. This voice does not say, Diego wants the money you owe him. This voice says, pick a card for Jesus. Another great thing is I never get hassled by the cops. I am not the guy cops put in a chokehold. I'm the guy they point at and go, you skedaddle. And it also takes the edge off my sarcastic personality. I thought I was going to get in trouble the other day, but I ended up making lots of new friends. I was on a flight home from Alaska on Air Alaska, and I was lucky enough to get one of the exit row seats. And the flight attendant said, "Sir, you were seated in an exit row. Are you willing to help open the emergency door in the case of an actual emergency?" I said, "But this is Air Alaska. Isn't the door just going to open by itself?" I thought I was going to get kicked off the plane. I got bumped up to first class. Flight attendant was bringing the other flight attendants. "Do your bit, sir. Do your bit." This is the second time I've been home in a couple of weeks. I was home on April 8th for the big eclipse. Cleveland was in the path of the totality. And although I'm glad I was home for the eclipse and it was kind of cool, people made way too much of a big deal about it. You know, the moon's going to block out the sun. The moon's going to block out the sun. Big deal. I work on cruise ships. I can watch a fat guy in a Speedo do that on Lido deck. And now that we got the moon to block out the sun on April 8th, you think we can get the moon to block out the election on November 5th? I am so tired of partisan bickering in this country. Every time I eat a bag of M&Ms, I squish the red and blue ones again. They go, "Play nice for mommy, a-holes." I was on a ship and somebody asked me why I don't do political humor in my show. And the answer is simple, because I don't want to divide my audience. I want everybody to enjoy my show, not just the smart people. And if you were offended by that joke, you've got bigger problems than being upset by something I said. Even famous comedians can get in trouble for doing political humor. Wanda Sykes walked hundreds of people out of a 3,000-seat theater in New Jersey not too long ago because they were upset by her Trump jokes. I'm not saying Wanda should have done them Trump jokes. I'm not saying those folks should have enjoyed those Trump jokes. I'm just saying, who pays good money to see a fiercely opinionated and intelligent African-American lesbian who lives in France with her white wife and adopted white children and is surprised by her liberal politics? That's like getting front row tickets for Jeff Dunham and going, "Hey, what's with them puppets?" Somebody asked me why I don't do Trump jokes, and that's an easy answer too, because I'm afraid I'd make fun of his hair and the entire audience would shout, "Look who's talking, Kellyanne Conway." Now, if I do a Trump joke, it's more often like to needle my liberal friends. The other day, one of my liberal friends said, "Hey, Jeff, do you really think there's a possibility that Trump will be president again?" I go, "Not a chance. By this time next year, he'll be king." Nah. And just because I have long hair, don't think I'm a liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm a Democrat, but I'm a centrist. I'm a moderate, okay? Because I part my hair down the middle. I am a centrist. I used to be a liberal, but then I started making way too much money working for Carnival Cruise Lines. That's right. Nothing staunches a bleeding heart more quickly than being in a higher tax bracket. Back when I was a broke liberal, I was like, increase funding for food stamps and Planned Parenthood. Now I'm like, eat cereal and wear a condom. Back when I was a broke liberal, I was like, boycott Amazon because they exploit their workers. Now I'm like, free 2-day shipping. Yeah. I have so many conservative and Republican friends, and I never talk politics with them. I never do. The other day, I went to for coffee with a conservative friend of mine, and we agreed not to talk politics. Instead, we agreed to talk baseball. But it kind of backfired. It backfired because after a really nice lunch, we spent the next hour arguing over which was the better position, left field or right. And I find that I can joke with my conservative friends and family members as long as they know I establish first that I respect their opinion, I respect their point of view. And most of my relatives and friends know that about me. Like the other day, I was going for a walk, listening to a podcast, and I saw that my neighbor, conservative neighbor, the political sign, the campaign sign in his yard was crooked. It was leaning to the right. And I straightened it for him and made it so it was facing the street. And I went on my walk, didn't think anything of it. The next day, he came out of his garage and said, Jeff, I saw you yesterday. You're a Democrat. Why would you straighten my sign for me? I said, because you're my neighbor, you're my friend, and your sign was crooked. Just like your candidate.
Hey-o.
And then he straightened my jaw, and we laughed and laughed. I have so many conservative friends and relatives, and I never bring up politics when I'm over their house. I just go to their beautiful homes, eat their expensive steaks, drink their trendy craft beer, swim in their swimming pools, and keep my mouth shut because I'm a Democrat, and I don't let politics get in the way of free stuff. And I think politics are important, but people are more important than politics. Sure, I voted for a Democratic president, but he's not more important to me than my Republican cousins. Sleepy Joe never took me to a strip club for my birthday. But my 3 MAGA hat wearing cousins sweat a wad of cash on the foot of the stage and said, grab all the hoo-haws you want, birthday boy. Of course, it was all singles because they're fiscally conservative. And of course, we know that young people are supposed to be ideological. They're supposed to be, political when they're young, especially when they're in college. But sometimes I just wish I could get through some of them because nothing like upsets me more when, a young person avoids going to family get-togethers because of their parents or grandparents, political or religious beliefs. I understand where they're coming from, but I think they should lighten up. If there's any of you kids out there listening right now, remember when you were 10 years old and your parents took you to see Metallica or Britney Spears? They weren't there because they wanted to be there. They were there because you wanted to be there. So sit your ungrateful butt on the couch and watch Fox News with your parents. When I was 13, I trick-or-treated as Paul Stanley from Kiss. Not only did my mom make my makeup look just like the album cover, but she sewed every star and sequin onto my costume by hand. So if my mom wants to go to a Trump rally for her birthday, I'll sit in the front row with her wearing matching Kid Rock t-shirts. I'll tell everyone that I'm Kid Rock's older sister, Kid Raquel. I'll leave you with this. Although I'm not a conservative, I am against cancel culture. Okay. Unless the person who gets canceled has a job I want, then they should have known better. And although I'm not a liberal, I do recognize my white privilege. However, I think there's a big difference between growing up in Beverly Hills white privilege and growing up in rural Ohio white privilege. My white privilege is more like white trash privilege. For example, last Thursday, I went to CVS with a coupon that expired on Wednesday. They ordered it anyway. White trash privilege. The last time I drove past a cop with my muffler driving on the ground, he didn't give me a ticket. He gave me a business card with his brother-in-law who works at Meineke. White trash privilege. Last time I went to Sam's Club, they didn't ask to see my membership card. They just said, welcome to Sam's Club, ma'am. Would you like one of those motorized carts to tool around on? White trash privilege. And here's my last joke. Now, I will make jokes with my conservative friends as long as there's an in where they'll know it's a joke and they're going to laugh. Like a friend of mine has a man cave and he has a lot of vintage comic books. And when DC Comics came out with a storyline that featured a bisexual Superman, my friend was really upset. He's like, dude, I can't believe they have a bisexual Superman. It's DC Comics, not AC/DC Comics, bro. Then he says, I blame Biden. And I was like, I agree, because that crap wouldn't have happened on Trump's watch. No, the Donald would have slapped the Man of Steel with a steel trap and told him to fly back to the shithole planet he came from. Superman, more like stupid man. The S on his shirt stands for sad, very sad. I'll have to admit that I was thrown for a loop. I mean, think about it. A perfectly groomed muscle man in blue tights, red briefs, and a cape coming out of the closet. I didn't see that one coming. A phone booth, maybe, but the closet, Shazam. Jeff, thanks.
Jeff Shaw.
Yeah.
Jeff Shaw, the writing machine.
That's right.
That was
now,
very
here's my
strong.
question. Are you doing that whole section on the ship?
Yeah, it's relatively new, and it's killing on the ship, because I set it up perfectly, and people know that it's not political. It's making fun of divisive views.
Yeah, that's good.
Really good.
I'm glad. Yeah, that's
Thanks.
great. Are you doing it in the adult show or the PG show?
Oh, no, adult show.
Yeah.
Kid show, I'm talking about farts and curly fries.
That's right.
And
wait,
the ice
I do
cream
the farts
machine.
and curly fries bit. Wait a minute. Stop it.
Hey, if Devo can do Steve's songs, I can do your ship jokes.
That's true.
That's right. That's right. In fact,
Flushing the
I think
toilet.
what's happening here, Brad, they're pushing us out of this show is what's going to happen. Just feel it. Finally get out of this contract.
Please God, somebody push us out of this show. So, Jeff,
you
when
can, you can count on me being here until COVID ends and the world opens up, and we can do shows on land again.
Okay, or on sea, or at sea, one of the two.
Jeff, I really like that you make fun of both sides, because both Brad and I are pretty opinionated in one direction. So it's really nice that when you make the jokes, I'm able to laugh at Brad.
Yes,
that's the idea.
Yeah,
I don't even broach any of it on the ship. You
save it for here.
It's not. Yes, I save it for here, and then these jokes only go to TikTok. I don't put any of them on Facebook, or you'd have to watch the whole show to see these jokes.
Yeah.
So, and not YouTube especially, because that's where I send everybody from ships. So when are you leaving, Jeff? When are you going home? When are you going out?
Saturday. I was supposed to be leaving today, but I had a cancellation, so I'm home.
Would you get paid?
No.
Oh, that's not very nice. They should pay you anyway.
I think maybe we should pay him. What do you think, Brad? Should we pay Jeff?
Well, we'll see what's going to come
find out.
in.
Yeah,
we'll see what Jeff gets paid. So, are you going to? How much Alaska are you doing this summer?
Probably. I think a few, but I literally don't know where I'm going until the day before, because that's when I do my travel notices for my credit cards.
Oh, okay.
So my book just says the name of the ship. I don't ever put down where it's going.
Oh. Wow, that's a fun surprise every time.
It's really not your job.
It doesn't matter.
Like, shit, I'm in Japan. What the hell happened?
Stubing should know where the boat's going. I don't think it matters if the comic knows where the boat's going.
So
I just know what time I need to get to the airport and where I have to flag my credit card so I don't get,
Well, I would do that, except I'm leaving on the 8th for Nassau, right? And I've had a Delta flight for months. Suddenly, Delta flight's gone. I'm like, where is it? He goes, oh, now you have Southwest. They canceled my Delta flight to put me on.
Can you believe
Southwest.
that? My God.
I know.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Thanks,
that was
Jeff.
great. Hope to see you again soon. That was really, really good.
Okay, are you doing a thing?
Yeah, let's do this thing.
How about another dumb song from Steve for no reason?
For a show laden with technical problems, a couple of things have worked out pretty serendipitously. First, it was Devo singing a song that I had a real easy response to. That was fun. And now, Jeff has just led me right into this. As you guys may recall, a couple of years ago, I did a little song about Sleepy Joe. I did. And if you recall, it went something like this. Oh, I've been asked, Steve, please don't sing at the Bluebird about certain things. Politics are out of bounds, also ding-a-lings. 'cause the audience each night tends to lean hard to the right. So to balance all my Trump songs, I'm gonna sing. Cheer up, Sleepy Joe. Your kid does lots of blow, and you're an octogenarian grandpa, 'cause you're 18 years old. Sorry, 80 years old. Okay, so that was a couple years ago. Now that Trump's on trial every single day and struggling to stay awake, oh, you're on trial for sleazy things that you deny ever doing. But the evidence is quite overwhelming. So you postponed and you delayed, but now your butt's in court today. The truth might hurt, but you ain't worrying. Da, 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 da. Cheer up, Sleepy Dawn. Giuliani's gone. Here's a $60 Bible for you to lay your head on. You once said that you could take a loaded gun and shoot a random jerk down on Fifth Avenue. But now it seems the thing you've shot is inside your shoe and sock. Why don't you crawl back underneath that rock? Da 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 da. Cheer up, Sleepy Dawn. You only got term 1. You're a convicted grifter with a stupid hairpiece on. Cheer up, Sleepy Dawn. If you lose, act like you won. That's always work for all your campaigns and your insurrection. That's it.
Yay!
Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
That was beautiful.
That was great.
That was lovely. And now that leads us to...
someone needs to beg for money.
Brad begs for money. Hey, we need your money. We don't charge a cover or a 2-drink minimum, so what did you expect, Jack?
You know, if you go to virtualcomedyshow.com and click donate to the comedians, you give us money. I was going to say that we need that money to get Tom Rockwell some new equipment, but then it worked.
No.
So
Nope.
Tom gets nothing. And we will give all that money to Patti because she's going to have a lot of dog bite wounds to cover up. Already getting that dog bite in her hand.
You got to buy her some bullets for those dogs.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a joke. Relax. She's going to strangle him. We all know that.
Ladies and gentlemen, go to virtualcomedyshow.com and give us money and we'll buy Steve a writer. Also, if we go to virtualcomedyshow.com, we won't give anything to Jeff because he seems to be rich these days.
I just lost a week of work. I want
that's why he's here.
You did. You lost a week of work. I'm sorry about that. You should have been paid. I don't think that's right. I think you should.
No, the reason I wasn't paid is because it was a double booking.
But it wasn't a ship. It was a club.
No, it was a ship. They thought it was 2 cruises back to back, but it was a 14-day cruise.
If our crowd is going to give you money, you better get your story straight.
They did that to me in October. They booked and they said, "Oh, we booked you too many days," and then they took it away. So
yeah, you didn't get paid for that, did you?
I didn't get paid at all. So
there you go.
Go to virtualcomedyshow.com because Jeff didn't get paid. Everybody,
and all right. I've got a guitar to feed. Please don't make me take it out back behind the farm and shoot it.
Is that a Strat? What is that? I can't see it.
It's a Schecter Banshee.
Oh my God. Wow. And everybody laughed at shooting that. I'm more heartbroken about you possibly shooting that than I was. Never mind.
Yes, I've bansheed my Schecter many times.
Your whammy bar?
That's right. Go to virtualcomedyshow.com and donate to the comedians, and I'll never do that joke again.
That's your best one of the whole 4 years.
That was the best joke of the show.
All right, it's time for the worst joke of the show. Let's do that.
Worst joke. Boo! That was the worst joke ever.
Governor Kristi Noem wrote in her book, "I'm sure Kim Jong-un underestimated me having no clue about my experiences staring down a little tyrant when she actually never met the North Korean dictator. She later said, I got mixed up with my dictators and forgot what my eyes had done when Trump asked if I wanted to see his little tyrant.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, that was the virtual comedy show. We learned a lot of stuff we didn't need to know. Like, we've done 200 of these shows. And we run out of things that rhyme with show. Fascinating, isn't it? We have a lot of fun at the virtual comedy show. It's better than sitting home playing with your toes or going to the dump to watch stuff decompose. Keep coming back to the virtual comedy show. We appreciate your support of the virtual comedy show. With our budget of nada, nothing zero, we're a little less fancy than HBO. Still, every Monday it's the virtual comedy